So I'll start with the death penalty. So Thatacharya was the Rajguru in the empire of Vijayanagar, where Sri Krishna Deva Rayalu ruled as the king. Now Thatacharya was extremely jealous of Tenali Rama, King Rayalu's court poet. In order to get at him, he would fill the king's ears with lies about Tenali, and enraged, the king would announce the death penalty of Rama. Though Rama saved himself each time with his wit, he soon devised a plan to get rid of the death penalty once and for all. One day, he went to Thatacharya and said, Rajguru, a famous dancer has come to town. She has heard so much about you that she wants to meet you. She has even asked you to go to her dressed as woman so that you do not get recognized. Thatacharya was very eager to meet this dancer and agreed to Tenali's proposal immediately. Now Tenali went over to the king and told him the same story. King Rayalu was also very interested in meeting this beautiful dancer and agreed to go at once. When night fell, both men dressed as women reached the place where Tenali had told them. Thatacharya, who had reached earlier, suddenly heard the sound of a woman's ankles, and the king, whose ankles were the one that were making all that noise, saw a woman seated before him in the dark. Both women waited for the other person to start a conversation. Finally, Thatacharya turned around and told her, Well, why don't you start with your dance? King Rayalu, on immediately hearing his voice, yelled, Guruji, what are you doing here? Now even Thatacharya realized that he was actually in front of the king. Both men realized that they had actually been fooled by Tenali. As they tried to find their way out in the darkness, Tenali locked the door. He then told them, I will let both of you go, but only on one condition. You will have to stop threatening me with the death penalty all the time. The king and Thatacharya knew that they were trapped and had no option but to agree to Tenali Rama's wish. So did you like the story? If you like it, please comment. So I'll read the next story, which is Death by Choice. Once upon a time, a man came to Tenali Rama's doorstep and said that he was lost relative from his hometown. Though unable to recognize him, Tenali allowed him to stay in his house for some time. Little did he realize that this man was actually a spy from neighboring kingdom who had come with the objective of killing King Sri Krishna Deva Rayalu. Now Tenali Rama had to go out of town for some time. Finding this to be a golden opportunity, the spy decided to carry out his mission immediately. He sent a note to the king in the handwriting of Rama's wife. It said, Please come to my house immediately. I am very unwell and my husband is out of town. I need medical attention. As soon as the king got the message, he rushed out. He entered the house. The spy attacked him, but the king was able to save himself and the spy was arrested. On his return, Tenali was summoned to court. The king was beside himself with rage. He told Tenali, This is unpardonable. You let a spy stay in your house? He was planning to kill me. For this you will be executed. Please let me know how you would like to die. Tenali heard that what the king had to say and said, My lord, I would like to die in my old age. Hearing this, the whole court, including the king, broke into peals of laughter. Needless to say, Tenali Rama's life was spared. The next story, and let's see if this is the last story or not. So the next story is a heavy debt. Tenali Rama had once taken some money from King Sri Krishna Deva Rayalu as a loan. Soon it was time for him to repay the money, but Tenali had no intention of paying the money back. He kept thinking about a suitable way to avoid payment and finally hit upon a brilliant idea. One day, the king received a note from Tenali's wife, where she said that her husband was extremely ill and wanted to see the king immediately. Though king decided to go to Tenali at once, at the back of his mind he had guessed that Tenali was perhaps trying to get out of paying any money. As he reached Rama's house, the king was appalled to see his beloved court poet lying in bed. He was extremely sad as he watched Tenali writhe in pain. He asked his wife, "What is the matter with him? What is ailing him so?" Tenali Rama's wife informed him, "My lord, it is the burden of your loan. It has pulled him down completely and now he cannot get up anymore." Hearing this, King Ralu immediately said, "My friend, there is no need for you to feel this way. You do not have to pay me anything. I am calling off the debt that you owed me. Please stop worrying and get back on your feet once again." Hearing this, Tenali threw off his blanket and jumped out of the bed. The king was surprised at Tenali's action and soon caught on to his plan. He said, "Tenali, what is the meaning of this? You did this to get out of paying me the money? You lied to me?" Tenali very simply replied, "No, your majesty, I did not lie. I was really under the burden of your debt and therefore was unable to get out of bed. Now that you have lifted the burden, I am well again. You still think that I was lying, O noble king?" The king was amazed at Tenali's sharp wit and burst out into roars of laughter. So this was also a short story. So now I will read another story, and this will be the last story for this day. The real culprit. One day, in the court of King Shri Krishna Deva Rayalu of Vijayanagar, the court has assembled as usual. As they were discussing the matter of the state, a shepherd ran in and fell before the feet of the king. His voice trembled as he said, "My lord, I have come to you for justice." The king was amazed at what was happening. He picked the shepherd up and asked, "Please tell me, what is the matter first?" The shepherd, between sobs, said, "My lord, my neighbor's in an old mister. He never paid any money to repair his old walls, and yesterday it finally crashed, killing my goat beneath it. Please ask him to compensate me for my loss." As the shepherd left after the king assured him that he would look into the matter himself, Tenali Rama got up from his seat and told the king, "Sir, please give me some time. I feel there is more to this case than what the shepherd is saying. I will investigate and unravel the real culprit before you." With the king's consent, Tenali Rama first summoned the neighbor of the shepherd. On hearing the charge, he promptly replied, "My lord, the blame does not rest with me. I hired a mason who, it turns out, did not do a good job. He is the one responsible for the shepherd loss." On hearing that, Rama called the mason to court. He in turn specified that he had hired a laborer to mix the cement. According to him, it was labor's fault that the cement did not stick. So it was the labor's turn to be summoned to the court next. He in turn said, "It is not me, sir. It is the man who brought the water. He is the one to blame. He poured more water than what was required, and therefore the cement mixture was not strong enough. Please catch him." After the cement mixture left, the man who had added the water came before Tenali. On hearing Rama's accusation, he turned around and said, "Sir, the water carrier that I used was too big. I carried more water than what it should have. You must apprehend the shopkeeper who sold it to me." Now it was the turn of the shopkeeper. He made it clear that instead of holding him responsible, Tenali Rama should question the man who sold the water carrier to him. Rama asked the shopkeeper to send the man to him immediately. Lo and behold, it was the shepherd who came back before Tenali Rama. The shopkeeper pointed to him and said, "Sir, he sold me the water carrier." Tenali Rama looked at the shepherd and said, "Look what happens when you do not work properly. One day all comes back to you." I am sorry, my friend, but your goat died because of your own fault. No one owes you any compensation. As the shepherd left the court, King Ralu turned to Tenali Rama and said, "Well done, my friend, well done." So with that, I am closing today's story session. If you like those story session, please comment, and please also mention that whether your kids are also watching or listening to this story from my podcast or YouTube or maybe FB Live. I'd be happy to know that, because from my YouTube I see that lot of kids are now have started watching these stories, and this actually motivates me to read at least, because I know that in today's generation reading is not the one actually kids loves to do, which they should not. They should read at least for 30 minutes. If not reading, at least they should watch or listen to the stories. So this is the reason I have decided that I will read a story every day. So with that, thank you for watching. Bye bye.